Welcome to an exhilarating exploration of horse racing legends. From the iconic strides of Northern Dancer, the heart-stopping finishes of Spectacular Bid, we're diving into the stories of great horses who almost captured the elusive Triple Crown. These champions won the Kentucky Derby and Preakness Stakes but faced unforgettable near misses at the Belmont Stakes. Get ready to relive the drama, the glory, and the incredible moments that define these remarkable athletes. At number 15, we have I'll Have Another, a chestnut horse sired by Travers Stakes winner Flower Alley. In the Kentucky Derby, starting at odds of 15-1, he thrilled a record crowd of 165,000 by catching front-running Bodemeister to win by 1.5 lengths, becoming the first horse to win from post position 19. Ridden by 25-year-old Mario Gutierrez, who had never ridden in Triple Crown races, Gutierrez described him as an amazing horse. In the Preakness Stakes, I'll Have Another, at odds of 3-1, again defeated Bodemeister in a thrilling finish. Unfortunately, drawn to run from the 11th post position, his Triple Crown bid ended with a tendon injury just before the Belmont Stakes. Despite the disappointment, I'll Have Another's brief but brilliant career left a lasting impression on the racing world, embodying both the thrill and unpredictability of horse racing. At number 14, War Emblem, bred by Charles Knuckles Jr. and Sons in Kentucky, showed immense promise with dominant wins in the Kentucky Derby and Preakness Stakes. His sire was Our Emblem, and his dam was Sweetest Lady by Lord at War. Trained by Bob Baffert and ridden by Victor Espinoza, War Emblem, at 21-1 odds, took the early lead in the Kentucky Derby and won in a fast time of 2-1 and 13. In the Preakness Stakes, he held off a late rally to secure victory. However, in the Belmont Stakes, despite a record crowd of 103,000, a poor start and stumbling out of the gate dashed his Triple Crown dreams as he finished 8th. His journey underscores the challenges of achieving horse racing's highest honor, highlighting the importance of consistency and the sport's unpredictability. War Emblem's legacy remains as a near-miss Triple Crown contender. At number 13, Charismatic captivated fans with his underdog story. This chestnut horse, with 4 white stockings and a distinctive white stripe, was bred by William S. Farish and Parish Hill Farm. Sired by Summer Squall and out of Bali Babe, Charismatic was purchased by Bob and Beverly Lewis for $200,000. Trained by D. Wayne Lucas and ridden by Chris Antley, he shocked the racing world by winning the Kentucky Derby at 31-1 odds and the Preakness Stakes as an 8-1 underdog. In the Belmont Stakes, Charismatic led until the final stretch but finished 3rd due to a severe injury. Antley's quick actions saved his life, highlighting the poignant blend of triumph and tragedy in horse racing. Charismatic's story remains a poignant reminder of the fine line between triumph and tragedy in horse racing, showcasing the heart and determination of both horse and rider in the quest for greatness. At number 12, Majestic Prince made a significant impact with his unbeaten streak leading up to the Belmont Stakes. This chestnut colt, trained by Johnny Longden and ridden by Bill Hartack, drew post position 8 in a strong Kentucky Derby field. Despite racing on the outside, he overtook Arts and Letters to win by a neck, becoming the first unbeaten Derby champion in 47 years. As a favorite in the Preakness Stakes, he narrowly defeated Arts and Letters again. However, a developing tendon issue caused controversy over his Belmont Stakes entry. Despite pressure and a decision to race, he finished 2nd, beaten by Arts and Letters, and never raced again. Majestic Prince's career, marked by his striking presence and competitive spirit, illustrating the challenges of securing the Triple Crown. His legacy continued through his progeny, including Belmont winner Coastal. At number 11, Pleasant Colony, 1981, stood out with his strong finishes in the Kentucky Derby and Preakness Stakes. This big, gangly horse, standing just under 17 hands, was a grandson of Rybut and bred by financier Thomas Mellon Evans. Racing under Buckland Farm, Pleasant Colony, ridden by George Velasquez, won the Kentucky Derby by 3/4 of a length against Woodchopper. In the Preakness Stakes, he came from behind to win by a length over Bold Ego, with Woodchopper finishing far back. In the Belmont Stakes, he finished 3rd to Summing, falling short of the Triple Crown. Pleasant Colony's campaign remains memorable for his impressive performances and the excitement he brought to the 1981 Triple Crown season, showcasing the intense competition and high stakes of the sport. At number 10, Alysheba, sired by Aladar out of the mare Belsheba, was bred by Preston Madden in Lexington, Kentucky. Sold as a yearling to Dorothy and Pam Scharbauer for $500,000, he was trained by Jack Van Berg and ridden by Chris McCarron. In the Kentucky Derby, Alysheba and McCarron were almost knocked over by Bet Twice at the final stretch, but they managed to recover and win the race with a time of 2:03 4/5 for 1¼ miles. He went on to win the Preakness Stakes, keeping the Triple Crown dream alive. In the Belmont Stakes, racing without Lasix, he finished 4th as Bet Twice won by 14 lengths. Known as America's Horse, Alysheba's legacy includes his Hall of Fame induction and a significant impact on racing, illustrating the highs and lows of a near-miss Triple Crown journey. At number 9, Funny Cide captured the public's imagination with his rags to riches story. The New York-bred gelding, sired by Distorted Humor, was trained by Barclay Tagg and ridden by Jose Santos. Distorted Humor, an unproven sire at the time, struggled to attract good mares. Despite being the 6th choice at 13-1, Funny Cide won the Kentucky Derby, holding off Empire Maker by 1½ lengths. In the Preakness Stakes, shipped in at the last moment to keep him calm, he was the betting favorite. On a cold, wet day, he broke from post position 9 and won by 9 3/4 lengths, the second largest margin in Preakness history, with a time of 1:55.61 and a Beyer speed figure of 114. With the Triple Crown on the line, Funny Cide was the focus leading up to the Belmont Stakes. Despite fast practice runs, concerns about his readiness persisted, and a rain-soaked track added to the challenge. He started strong, but struggled to maintain a sensible pace. As they rounded the final turn, Empire Maker pulled ahead, leaving Funny Cide to finish 3rd. His journey, marked by memorable moments and fan support, remains a beloved chapter in horse racing history. At number 8, Big Brown dominated the Kentucky Derby and Preakness Stakes with ease, showcasing his extraordinary talent. Sired by Grade 3 winner Boundary, a son of North American champion sire Danzig, Big Brown had impressive lineage. Trained by Rick Dutrow Jr. and ridden by Kent Desormeaux, he became the 2-1 favorite in the Kentucky Derby, starting from the far outside post position 20. Despite the challenging post and limited experience, Big Brown won by 4 3/4 lengths over 8 Bells, who tragically broke both front fetlocks during the post-race cool-down. Big Brown was the first horse since Regret in 1915 to win the Derby with 3 or fewer starts. In the Preakness Stakes, Big Brown was the 1-5 favorite in a field of 12. Breaking well and settling behind the pace, he showed a burst of speed to win by 5 1/4 lengths over Macho again, becoming the 4th horse to win both the Derby and Preakness while remaining undefeated. In the Belmont Stakes, Big Brown, the 310 favorite, faced significant challenges, nearly running up on Datara's heels and bumping with Tail of Akati. Despite efforts to rally, he was pulled up and failed to finish, as Datara won by 5 1/4 lengths. Big Brown's campaign underscores the challenges and uncertainties of pursuing horse racing's most elusive prize. At number 7, California Chrome became a fan favorite with his impressive victories in the Kentucky Derby and Preakness Stakes. Trained by Art Sherman and ridden by Victor Espinoza, California Chrome's journey captivated the nation. Arriving at Churchill Downs on April 28th, he faced skepticism from some trainers, but won the Derby from post position 5. Espinoza's strategy of keeping him behind the speed horses until the final turn paid off, securing victory by 1 3/4 lengths. California Chrome continued his remarkable run by winning the Preakness Stakes, becoming the only California-bred horse to win both the Derby and Preakness. Despite a minor throat blister, this victory was described as his strongest yet. His Triple Crown bid ended with a 4th-place finish in the Belmont Stakes, impacted by a heel injury from being stepped on at the start. His story, filled with hope and excitement, reflects the passion and dedication of the racing community. California Chrome's near-miss Triple Crown bid is celebrated as a testament to his talent and the spirit of competition. At number 6, Smarty Jones thrilled fans with his unbeaten streak leading up to the Belmont Stakes. On a rainy May 1, 2004, Smarty Jones entered the Kentucky Derby as the favorite and won, becoming the first unbeaten winner since Seattle Slew in 1977. Trained by John Service and ridden by Stuart Elliott, both achieving their first Derby win, Smarty Jones won by 2 3/4 lengths, earning $854,000 and a $5 million bonus from Oaklawn Park. On May 15th, after appearing on the cover of Sports Illustrated, he won the Preakness Stakes by a record 11.5 lengths, further cementing his popularity and making him the top fan favorite since affirmed in 1978. However, on June 5, 2004, his Triple Crown bid ended in Heartbreak with a second-place finish in the Belmont Stakes to Birdstone. This was his only loss in 9 starts, and the first time he had been passed in a race. Despite speculation about his distance abilities, Smarty Jones earned the 2004 Eclipse Award for Outstanding 3-Year-Old Male Horse and was one of the top Google search terms that year. At number 5, Real Quiet narrowly missed becoming a Triple Crown champion, losing the Belmont Stakes by a heartbreaking nose. Born on March 7, 1995, and nicknamed the Fish by his trainer Bob Baffert due to his narrow frame, Real Quiet was an American champion thoroughbred racehorse. Real Quiet was ridden to victory by jockey Kent Desormeaux in the Kentucky Derby, boasting the highest Bayer speed figure recorded in the Hollywood futurity among 2-year-olds that went on to win the Derby. He then triumphed in the Preakness Stakes. In the Belmont Stakes, the final leg of the Triple Crown, Real Quiet led until the final strides, but was beaten by a nose by Victory Gallop, marking one of the closest finishes in history. Before American Pharaoh won the Triple Crown in 2015, no horse had come closer to achieving this feat since Affirm's victory in 1978. Desormeaux faced criticism for his strategy in the Belmont, with many believing he moved too fast at the start, causing Real Quiet to tire in the final strides. Real Quiet's legacy continues to be celebrated as a testament to his determination and skill. At number 4, Silver Charm displayed incredible determination in his Triple Crown bid. Foaled in Florida on February 22, 1994, this gray colt with a blaze was out of the mare Bonnie's Poker and sired by Silver Buck. Bred by Mary Lou Wooten, Silver Charm was purchased as a 2-year-old by trainer Bob Baffert for $85,000 and then resold to Beverly and Robert Lewis. Silver Charm entered the 1997 Kentucky Derby with Gary Stevens as his jockey, winning by a head over Captain Bodgett. He demonstrated his fighting spirit again in the Preakness Stakes, pulling ahead just before the wire to secure victory. However, his Triple Crown dreams were dashed in the Belmont Stakes, where he finished a close second, losing by 3/4 of a length to Touch Gold. Despite this near miss, Silver Charm's campaign is remembered for his grit and consistency. Silver Charm's remarkable performances earned him the 1997 Eclipse Award for Outstanding 3-Year-Old Male Horse. At number 3, Sunday Silence captivated the racing world with his fierce rivalry with Easy Goer. Born on March 25, 1986, Sunday Silence was an American-bred thoroughbred racehorse and sire. Trained by Charlie Whittingham and ridden by Pat Valenzuela, he won the Kentucky Derby, Preakness Stakes, and Breeders' Cup Classic in 1989, earning the titles of American Champion 3-Year-Old Colt and American Horse of the Year. His rivalry with Easy Goer was notable, with Sunday Silence winning 3 out of their 4 head-to-head races. In the Belmont Stakes, Easy Goer defeated Sunday Silence by 8 lengths, denying him the Triple Crown. Despite the loss, both horses were later inducted into the American Hall of Fame. The Preakness is considered one of the greatest races ever, with Sunday Silence narrowly defeating Easy Goer in a legendary stretch duel. Sunday Silence's campaign is celebrated for the thrilling duels and his tenacity, earning him Horse of the Year honors. His near miss underscores the high stakes and excitement of pursuing the Triple Crown, making his story one of the most memorable in racing history. At number 2, Spectacular Bid was a dominant force in horse racing, with an impressive career record. Trained by Bud Delp and ridden by Ron Franklin, Spectacular Bid won 26 of his 30 races, earning a record $2,781,500 and winning Eclipse Awards in each of his 3 racing seasons. He holds the world record for the fastest 10 furlongs on dirt and broke several track records. As a 3-year-old, he triumphed in the Kentucky Derby and Preakness Stakes, marking 12 consecutive victories. In the 1979 Kentucky Derby, Spectacular Bid won by 2 3/4 lengths as the 3/5 favorite, and then claimed the Preakness Stakes by 5.5 lengths. However, his Triple Crown bid was thwarted in the Belmont Stakes due to a hoof injury from stepping on a safety pin and aggressive early riding tactics. Despite the injury being discovered beforehand, he still raced but was overtaken by Coastal, finishing third. This loss began a Triple Crown drought that lasted until American Pharoah's victory in 2015. Spectacular Bid confirmed his status as the best American colt by winning the Marlboro Cup later that year. In 1980, he was undefeated in 9 races and was named American Horse of the Year. His near miss in the Triple Crown remains one of the most talked about moments in racing history, highlighting the unpredictable nature of the sport and the challenges of achieving greatness. At number 1, Northern Dancer stands out as a legendary figure in horse racing. Born on May 27, 1961, Northern Dancer was a Canadian-bred thoroughbred racehorse and sire, whose victories in the 1964 Kentucky Derby and Preakness Stakes cemented his status as a fan favorite. Trained by Horatio Luro and ridden by Bill Hartack, he was inducted into the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame in 1965. In the 1964 Kentucky Derby, Northern Dancer, the 7-2 second favorite, won by a neck in a record time of 2 minutes, a mark that stood until Secretariat broke it in 1973. Hartack praised Northern Dancer's game effort, and he trained hard for the Preakness Stakes. In the Preakness, Northern Dancer, the 2-1 second favorite, won by 2.5 lengths. He celebrated his 3rd birthday on May 27th, receiving a cake and cards from his fans. Despite concerns about the 12-furlong Belmont distance, Northern Dancer entered as the 4-5 favorite. A record crowd watched as Quadrangle won, with Northern Dancer finishing 3rd, some 6 lengths behind. Northern Dancer's near miss in the Triple Crown did not diminish his impact on the sport. He went on to become one of the most influential sires of the 20th century, shaping generations of champions. Thank you for joining us on this thrilling journey through the near-miss Triple Crown contenders. These incredible horses, each with their unique stories of triumph and heartbreak, have left an indelible mark on the world of horse racing. We hope you enjoyed reliving these moments as much as we did. Don't forget to comment below with your favorite Triple Crown winner, and make sure to like and subscribe for more captivating horse racing content. See you next time.